Did you know there are 4 different ways to get a job on Upwork, and only one of them involves searching for jobs and sending proposals? Most virtual assistants focus only on one method, but there are 3 other methods that client can actually find you. That is why in this video I'm going to break down all 4 methods for you, including the ones that most virtual assistants don't even think about. And to get started, we are going to start with the one that everyone knows, which is searching for jobs and sending proposal. When you create an account on Upwork, you have to buy Connect. When you buy Connect, you will search for jobs. If you are a good fit for the job, you are going to write and send a proposal, which is your application. This is the first method that everyone uses. And Upwork is built on this model, and that is why this method is the most popular one, because that is the model of Upwork. And I am sure if you are on Upwork, you already know about this method. But the next method that we are going to look at doesn't involve writing and sending proposal. And with this method, you can even get a client without having any connect, and that is through client search. You know, most clients doesn't like posting a job and going through hundreds or dozens of proposals. I didn't like it very much, and that is why even me myself, when I'm trying to hire for something specific, I prefer to use this second method. And this method is where a client, when they go to Upwork, instead of posting a job, the client is going to search for virtual assistant or freelancers. And the client is going to go through the profiles of the virtual assistant. If they find the virtual assistant that they believe are fit for the job that they want, they can send you a message. They can send you a link, or they can send you a full job description in Upwork message, and you can check their message. You can have a conversation with the client. If you are a good fit, you are going to end up getting the job. So with this method, you don't even need to have you don't even need to send a proposal. You don't need to have connect, and that is why this method is very good, but it's not as beginner friendly as sending proposal, because in order to succeed with this method, you really have to have a strong profile on Upwork. So if you are a complete beginner, you haven't done any work on Upwork, there are ways that you can have a strong profile. And in order to have a strong profile, you just have to do a few things. The first thing is put enough time into creating your profile to look like a professional. You don't have to say I'm a professional in your title or in your description in order to appear as a professional. You just have to present yourself as a professional. You have a clear and specific title instead of something like virtual assistant. You say something more specific like efficient virtual assistant, executive virtual assistant, administrative virtual assistant, something that clearly speaks to the client. And in your description, you doesn't just use ChatGPT and just post AI content as your description. You put enough time into writing good description so that when a client search and they look at your profile, they read your description, they are going to have a feeling that you are probably right for their job. And you can achieve this by putting enough time into writing your title and your description. If you have a specific target client in mind, this is going to be easier. If you are targeting someone, maybe let's say real estate agent, so in your description, you can make it clear so that a real estate agent read your project description or your about information, they are going to want to speak to you. And in your Upwork profile, even if you haven't worked on Upwork, you can request a testimonial from someone that you work for outside of Upwork. And if they write you a testimonial, it will appear in your Upwork profile. So this can also help build trust with potential clients before they even start conversation with you. And in the Upwork portfolio section, you can add as many work samples as you have. If you have enough work samples, the client read your title. They like what they see. They read your project description or your personal description, and they like what they see. They think you are the right fit for the job. They scroll down again. They see your portfolio section. They take a look at your work samples. They have more confidence in you. They scroll down again. They see the testimonials of people you previously worked with. This is going to help build confidence and help convince the client to start a conversation with you. So if you want to take advantage of this method, you really have to put enough time into crafting a very good and compelling profile on Upwork. So this is the second method. The third method that we are going to look at is creating project catalog. You see, this is something that many virtual assistants doesn't even know about. On Upwork, you can create project catalog the same way that you can create gigs on Fiverr. You can create catalogs. They just call it catalog, but it's the same thing. It's like the gig on Fiverr. You can create the package, add a price, write a full description of what you are going to do for a client, and this way a client can search for these gigs on Upwork. Instead, if I want to hire someone to do something very specific for me, I have some specific data entry work that I need someone to take care of for me, I don't have to post a job, go through dozens of proposals, go through the hiring process. I can simply search through the project catalog, and if I find a package, someone who is offering specific data entry work for X number of hours at this rate, if the rate, I am comfortable with the rate and the hours is right for me, and the description of the gig and the work sample they added is all right, I can just go ahead and make a payment. So I buy their package. So if you have the right package, the right gig in your project catalog, a potential client can just find it. They can just go ahead and make payment, and you are going to be able to work for them. With this method, you also don't need to send a proposal to client. And the fourth method that we are going to look at is client invitation. You see, when a client posts a job on Upwork, as soon as they post the job, Upwork is going to prompt them to invite virtual assistant or to invite freelancers to the job. And that is another opportunity for you to send your proposal without searching for the job. So if I post a job on Upwork, Upwork are automatically going to find freelancers or virtual assistants that they believe are the right fit for the job, and they will ask me to invite them to interview. And the client can go through the virtual assistant and they can invite them to interview. So if the client invites you to interview and you send your proposal, you have a lot more chance of getting considered by the client. But this ties into the first opportunity, which is you have to have the right profile on Upwork. So these are the 4 methods that you can find client on Upwork, that some of them doesn't even require you to have Connect. So the takeaway is there are other ways to find client other than just what everyone else is doing. And if you really want to break through, you should put enough time into creating an amazing profile so that when a client lands on your Upwork profile, they are going to want to speak with you. And if you don't have a personal portfolio yet, you can check out this next video where I'm going to show you a full tutorial of how to create your virtual assistant portfolio using Canva. If you find this video helpful, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe. I will see you in the next one.